Stop me if you've heard this one. My therapist said I have to break up with you. Or my therapist said I can't go out to dinner with your family because it creates too much stress for me. So today this video is about what therapists really do in therapy, and this might be new information for you, but it is actually a wonderful reminder for me to try to not get caught up in helping all the time. So who am I? I am Kim Long, and I am a psychologist with Docha Psychological Services in Spruce Grove, Alberta. So believe it or not, I actually used to be a teacher, and I used to make a deal with parents that I will believe half of what I hear if you believe half of what you hear. And that's not to say that people lie or are deliberate about lying. It's more just a recognition that we hear things and we put our own spin on it, and that becomes our perception, which then becomes our reality, and we work from within that reality. So when I'm doing the informed consent process with my clients, I actually say to them, please, if it ever sounds like I'm giving you advice, take it with a grain of salt, because only you know what works in your world and within your context, and I don't have to live with the consequences of those choices. So the point is that therapy is not about advice giving. It is actually where we try to ask questions based on our training and our understanding of human nature to kind of clarify issues and try to find deeper meaning. It's a place where you can share your feelings and experiences and explore patterns. And really, we try to not judge the patterns. We try to ask questions to look at why the patterns occur and whether or not you want those patterns to continue to occur. And it's my belief that through this awareness, it can or might not lead to change, because again, ultimately, it's your decision. Therapists might express what they believe the outcomes might be from the choices. They might also help you build skills or tool development, so there might be an educational component as well. It might involve planning or be focused on solutions. But again, we're asking the client for options about what might be best in their world, and we aren't telling them what to do. We explore those options for possible outcomes, and again, it comes from a place of what would work in their world. So we also actually, and this one is interesting and I need to remind myself of it, is we avoid telling clients whether or not the action that they've chosen is good, because we don't want to sway their opinion at all. So it's actually it sometimes feels like we're juggling a lot of things to try to not step on a bunch of eggshells. But that's what we're trained for. We're trying to really get you to explore your own choices and help empower you. And this can be something that is really confusing and frustrating for clients, because they're coming to us for a fix. But I don't actually believe that clients are broken, so there's nothing to fix. But we're so used to going and asking others for help, right? But it's not the same as going to our doctor and getting a prescription. That's not how therapy works. And sometimes we'll also go, like if you are really religious, you might go and access prayer or some sort of tangible thing that you can enact, and it should fix it. It should make it better really quickly. And this is where it's frustrating for clients, because if there's no clear recommendation, they often wonder, well, what am I paying you for? And luckily, there is another video in the Docha series that discusses that. And also there's another video that discusses the difference between a psychologist and a doctor. The key thing being that we can't prescribe medications. So if you ever hear, my therapist recommended this medication, nope, not supposed to do that. So that again might be a perception, and it's just something to be aware of. So there are times when we may be more direct. And an example of this would be if a therapist perceives a significant emotional or physical risk to you, then the therapist might express their concerns a little bit more directly and be a little bit more direct in coming up with a plan. But again, it's up to you to enact that plan. You still have complete choice in all of this. As well, I guess I believe that self-awareness can really enrich your life to kind of lead you to make your own decisions and act on them. The goal is ultimately to recognize your autonomy and empower you. And again, thank you so much for this issue coming up over and over again, so that it's a great reminder for me that I don't need to take over. If my belief is actually that you have what you need within you to solve your own problems, and that you are naturally strong and you will naturally move towards that, then I need to get out of your way. So it's a great reminder that that desire in me to help and fix, which I think a lot of us have because we don't want to see you in pain. It's a good reminder that, do I want to teach you to fish, or do I want to give you the fish? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, the next time you hear "my therapist told me that," I invite you to maybe take that with a grain of salt, or ask more questions, just to see, is it perception, or is this really what's going on? The other thing that I invite you to do is go online and actually see what are some of the other articles that are out there about what therapy actually is. There are some great ones online, and I've included a couple of links in the description below to maybe help you with that. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourself until next time. Bye.